This is the most magnificent discarded living room set I've ever seen.
Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio, the show that encourages you to play Monopoly while waiting at the Driver's License Bureau.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find some way to pass the time.
We want to welcome our new listeners today. What's the newest of new, Joshua?
Well, the newest of new listeners would be the people from New Bayerland, Netherlands.
That's pretty incredibly fresh.
Yeah. We also have new listeners from Pikeville, Kentucky, Hartford, Connecticut, and Simi Valley, California. Or Simi Valley, California.
Wait, why are you playing Monopoly at the Driver's License Bureau if they have a car piece in there?
You have to have a license to play with the car Monopoly piece in the Driver's License Bureau line.
This sort of sounds like a catch-22.
Yeah.
In any event, today you're going to be hearing exactly what it's like to travel in the car with the Begleys on a road trip. We'll be right back.
This moment of uncontrollable laughter was made possible by a 32-year-old man with little to no coordination attempting to execute a simple cartwheel. His name is Sergeant Warner, but young James, our laughing friend here, simply calls him Dad. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Comedy?
Parenting?
Radio.
Radio.
Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer, up in the mountains, down by the ocean.
You're back with Comedy Parenting Radio, finding out what it's like to travel with the Begleys on a long, long road trip. And let's just start off saying our current vehicle that we use is a big red.
It's a big red van.
Yeah, four-wheel drive F-350 van. And is it new or old?
It's pretty old.
Yeah. So the seats are not all that comfortable, are they?
Nope. Some of them are plastic. Some of them are ripped. I'm fairly certain at least two of them have springs popping out of the top.
You're absolutely correct on that. So how do you personally make your place comfortable?
Seat cushions. And, yeah, seat cushions. Seat cushions and seat cushions.
Do you really need that many seat cushions?
No, but Elijah keeps fighting for mine. He always wants the nice seat cushion, which is rounded.
I have tried about every kind of seat cushion out there on the market, and you guys know it, right? I've got the gray one, the black one. I've tried bamboo. I've tried, oh my word, beads.
We've got a rainbow of seat covers.
Every trip I go back and get a different seat cushion and try it again.
Yep.
And then I complain about it.
The thing is, he's never tried to stack two of them on top of each other.
Little do you know, I have stacked two on top of each other.
You have?
Yes. I was kind of teetering in my seat as I drove down the highway. Elijah, tell me how you make your little space comfortable while you're traveling.
Thumbtacks.
Thumbtacks because you lay down and nap, right?
Yeah, he's one of those, the people that will sit on a board of nails.
Yeah, like the Hindus sleeping on a bed of nails there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what he does.
But no, you do sleep a lot, so you just lay down and make it comfy with a pillow? Or are you just trying to forget the pain of being in the vehicle?
Well, I just lay down. Well, what I do is I slump to the side with a pillow and generally read a book.
Which brings us to the next topic. How do we pass our time on road trips?
Books, as stated before.
Road signs.
What about road signs?
You read them.
Just like you read books. You could do the roadside game. We've talked about plenty of road games that we play.
I don't think that I've ever actually played the roadside game.
It's not called the roadside game.
It's not. It's called the road sign game, and we have.
But he obviously hasn't if he doesn't even know what it's called.
Yeah, he was probably too little.
It'd be like someone saying, I don't think I've ever actually played hide and steep.
Yep. Sometimes we sing. People trying to pass Dad or cut him off, we open up the windows and then we all start singing at the top of our lungs and essentially are yelling Christmas carols at them or something.
You've heard of cow tipping before. We just open up the window and sing and the cows all fall over.
And the birds.
The only thing that doesn't fall over is the hound dogs who are singing along.
it's perfect harmony to them.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere. Time don't matter to me. 'Cause I'm 1,000.
I don't believe it. My savings are gone. They're gone.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, all right. Think about it. Where did you have them last?
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to Aruba. Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the in-flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes?
This is so weird.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
The armor is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We're losing him, Doctor.
Quick, administer CPR.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation?
No, silly. Comedy Parenting Radio.
The radio playing songs that I have never heard. I don't know what to say. Oh, not another word, just la 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 la. It goes around the world, just la 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 la. It's all around the world, just la 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 la.
You know, I think that 80% of your time while going on a road trip is just sitting staring out the window.
80 or 90% of your road trip is just being on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Well, the times when you're not on the road, there's a lot of yelling and screaming. It's like, get back on the road.
Yep. Maybe some law enforcement involved.
Or cornfields or something to drive through.
Yeah.
We made our own corn maze.
Yeah. 1 minute you're sitting out there staring at the rows upon rows of corn, and next you're face to face with an ear of corn.
What kind of liquids do we drink in the car? Coffee.
Water.
Coffee.
And Gatorade.
Coolant.
More coffee.
A gallon of coffee per person per hour.
I'll take that.
Per mile. People talk about miles per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about gallons of coffee per mile.
Yes. It's interesting that we don't have pumps of coffee yet at gas stations.
Why don't we just get like a 50-gallon tank to just sit on top of the roof and hold coffee?
What's it like when our van actually stops somewhere?
Well, from the outside, it looks calm for a second, but on the inside, there's a whole bunch of yelling and screaming and unbuckling going on. And then from the outside, it's just silent. And then all the doors bust open, and there's waves of people falling out. It's like World War Z.
Things falling out, empty Gatorade bottles and papers and books and pillows and stuffed animals.
Yeah, we lose pretty much all of our luggage as well. It's like
candy bar wrappers go floating away.
It's like World War Z with a clown car.
Dad goes to get gas and coffee. Joshua, and Josiah runs to use the restroom.
Elijah just stands there walking around like he's a cowboy, baby.
I get frozen yogurt.
We just try to get out and stretch our legs.
Normally when we go places, Dad says, you should be unbuckled and out of the car by now. But if it's a vacation and we're going long distances, I just get out and do my own thing. I don't even care about you guys.
So a lot of the time we're unbuckled even before he pulls off of the highway. He's like, hey, okay, kids, we're going to stop here and get gas or whatever. And you just hear click, 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 click from all the people unbuckling.
Who have to run to the bathroom quick.
Mm-hmm.
There are some times where your legs are so stiff that when you get out, you're walking like a 90-year-old man into the convenience store.
Even though you're a teenager.
Yep.
And your knees squeak when that happens. They're like...
Do you guys share anything in the van?
Never.
We share books.
I was just about to say, people will go, hey, nice looking book. Can I read that when you're done?
Yeah.
This apparently happens all the time.
It's usually because that person didn't get enough books. And so now they're here on day 14 of the trip, and there's another week left, and they are all out of books.
No one was able to read my books for very long.
I've got a mystery question.
A mystery question?
This we shall solve.
And if I ain't out of gas in the pouring rain, I'm changing a flat in a hurricane. I once spent 3 days lost on a clover leaf. Well, it ain't just smoke in the traffic jam that makes me the bitter fool I am. This four-wheel buggy is dollaring me to death.
Speak up, because you can. Your mind is a powerful tool, and so is your freedom of speech. So use it. It's what separates you from being a number to being an individual. Thoughts, beliefs, opinions, creativity. It's what makes you, you. Stand proud and say it loud. Know your rights. Know your freedom to speak. This message is brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and the Broadcast Education Association.
All right. For $1 million and a free trip to Goshen, Indiana, what do the letters CPR stand for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
So sorry, they stand for Comedy Parenting Radio.
Why are there toe prints all over the windshield?
That's because we have a brother who, in the first 30 seconds, actually less, I would say about the first 10 seconds of getting into our car, he takes his shoes off and puts his feet up on the windshield.
And then just presses his feet against the window for the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if I was ever up in the front seat, it's gotta feel pretty good. So I'm gonna try
it's probably cool.
So no one really knows what it feels like to have your feet up on the windshield except for that one brother of yours.
Yep. Yes. Well,
who shall remain nameless.
He shall remain nameless.
Being the fact that we have an older van and it doesn't have electronic door locks, what happens when it's time to get back in the car and it's all locked up?
Well, Dad has to go around to every single door, unlocking every single door until they're all unlocked, one at a time, and with the key. And they don't all turn in the same direction, so sometimes he will lock a door and then unlock a door.
That back door of the van, I lock, unlock, unlock. I don't know.
I'm fairly certain the back door switches its direction each time you lock it and unlock it.
It probably does. But then what about me getting in the van?
Well, Dad's door doesn't have a lock, except for it can lock. It doesn't have an external lock. Yeah. So someone has to go inside from the passenger door and unlock the door from there by pulling on the handle or pulling up the little... What are those little bars called?
Just unlocking my door.
Yeah, just unlock his door.
Well, a lot of the time, we're already back in our seats all buckled up, and then Dad's rapping on his door like, yes. Please let me in.
Because no one remembered to let his door open.
Do we ever get trash in the van?
It's a road trip. What did you expect?
Well, why don't we have bags to put trash in?
We may or may not.
Because bags are for sissies? Nah, but it gets very bad depending on where you sit. There's a lot of dynamic trash gathering depending on who you're sitting with. So, for instance, in the road that Courtney and I sit with, there's practically no trash at all because, well, Courtney has a bag. And then you get up to the road where Josiah and Elijah are sitting, and then you... They practically bathe in this stuff.
I look over my shoulder, and right behind me on the floor is, well, let's see, there's my coat and my binoculars laying there with a couple of French fry boxes on top of them.
Some Burger King Crowns.
Yeah, I don't know. A couple, maybe 2 or 3 other layers, of humus or something. And then their feet on top of that.
Yep, or in it.
Or just kind of kicking around the binoculars to make a spot to get close to the floor with your feet. Okay, guys, thanks for coming to the studio today.
You're welcome. It was a long trip to get up here, but we made it.
When you guys are done here, would you go finish cleaning out the van from our trip back in June?
Do we have to?
Several 50-gallon bags of junk.
We want to get ready for the next trip. Bye-bye.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day.